Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I've always opined on this platform that in politics there are only two constants: betrayal and interest. Anybody who has been keenly following the politics of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka will agree that the politics between the two gentlemen is always informed by those two constants: the betrayal and the interest. In 2007, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka betrayed Raila-Uhuru Odinga by joining President Uhuru Kenyatta, and of course he served his own interest, because without that probably he would not have been a vice president of the Republic of Kenya. So Kalonzo Musyoka has been the vice president of the Republic of Kenya because he betrayed Raila-Uhuru Odinga. And in 2013, Kalonzo Musyoka teamed up with Raila-Uhuru Odinga again because their interests were converging. In 2000 and after the last general election, Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila-Uhuru Odinga fell out because Kalonzo Musyoka felt that Raila Odinga actually betrayed him. But as things stand now, there's a common interest which is going to bring these two gentlemen together. I want to play for you a clip of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka just a few months ago stating clearly that he would be stupid to support Raila-Uhuru Odinga again.
Me, as of now, it is unthinkable that one Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will support Raila-Uhuru Odinga for the third time. I would rather go to Sekuru, my friend. Yeah. I would be the most stupid fellow on the earth to go and support the third time a presidential candidate, all right? Without a measure of reciprocity. All is in the court of ODM, because they are the ones who killed it during the by-election in Kibera, when their own Secretary General announced that NASA is dead. The rest of us said it is not dead. And it is still there on the paper. But as I said, it would require a miracle to rebuild that confidence. When you have breach of trust at that level, where leaders cannot meet, where leaders are calling each other names as if they're children, then you see, some of us, as I said, were patanishi, and I'm ready to talk to any of my colleagues, but clearly it will require a miracle. Walking a beaten trail, and you know the pitfalls, you know the insincerity, you know the bad mouthing and the bad faith, you rather think very strategically. And so for us, One Kenya Alliance, is ready to take off. We are shocked to hear other people making issues out of it. I cannot remember President Uhuru Kenyatta saying he will endorse a NASA presidential candidate. At 60-something, my friend, if I don't run now, when do you expect I will run? Because some people can come and say, oh, okay, Steve, support Raila Odinga, okay? Support Raila Odinga for the third time. Yeah, atafanya tu one term. I've heard this story before. I've heard this story before.
That was then. Kalonzo still felt betrayed, and Raila Odinga had an interest in Kalonzo. But recently, just this week, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka indicated that he is willing to work with Raila-Uhuru Odinga again. Listen in, I think this was yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been tasked to read this statement, and do not crucify me alone if you have to. I'm very ably flanked by two strong men. Sister Mother is with us in this whole matter, representing NAC Kenya. So you have UDP, as you know, they had their delegates convention yesterday. KANU started this off, and I think we followed suit as Wiper. And not only that, we had full consultations about the statement we're about to make. If ever politicians can, or political leaders can talk of full, thorough consultative consultations, I think that is what is given rise to the statement we are about to make. Therefore, this is a press statement by the One Kenya Alliance, OKA. Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the One Kenya Alliance wishes to inform Kenyans that it has officially initiated open and structured dialogue with like-minded political formations, namely the Jubilee Coalition and the ODM Party. We are open to the formation of a grand coalition to be known as Azimio One Kenya Alliance. That shall be anchored on 3 equal pillars. As OKA, we firmly believe in open, honest, and structured dialogue whose basis is the promotion of national unity, upholding and respecting the dignity of all Kenyans, ending the culture of corruption and impunity, and restoring the decency of living within our borders. As announced in our earlier communication, OKA principals will on Monday, the 28th February 2022, officially sign the coalition agreement as an affirmation of our commitment to seeing a just, inclusive, and prosperous nation. Thereafter, we shall deposit the coalition agreement with the registrar of political parties.
And that move by Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to agree to work with Raila-Uhuru Odinga is actually sending panic, has sent panic, or has sent Team Tangatanga into panic mode. So in this video today, I want us to look at why William Ruto and his brigades are not happy with the fact that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has finally agreed to support Raila-Uhuru Odinga. Last week but 2, or but 1, William Ruto's allies and brigades were trying so hard to persuade Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka not to work with Raila-Uhuru Odinga. And I remember the senator for Nandi, and I remember the senator for Kericho putting a very strong case why ODM party should forget about Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. But before we get into all those details, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get straight to the point. After William Ruto managed to outwit President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga and captured Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula, his focus then remained on one man, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka had a different idea. And remember, Raila Odinga had tried to persuade Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka severally without success. So Raila Odinga had also gone to Ukambani with the 3 governors. So the deputy president believed in his own mind that there was a slim chance for him to bag Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, or if not, to persuade him not to join Raila Odinga and probably just be a presidential candidate. And I remember one guy called the senator for Makwiny, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., making it very clear that Kalonzo Musyoka was not going to join Azimio. But when I saw the senator for for Kitui, Senator Wambua, stating that now they'll wait for Kalonzo to give them direction, I knew that Kalonzo was going to join Azimio. So Kalonzo Musyoka is headed to Azimio. And today Kalonzo Musyoka will attend 2 NDCs, the one for Jubilee and the one for ODM. Of course, Raila Odinga will also attend the one for Uhuru Kenyatta's party, and Uhuru Kenyatta will also attend the one for ODM party. So it's going to be a very interesting day. And yesterday, the ODM party announced that the signing of coalition agreement has been pushed forward. I'm told that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is still putting or piling pressure. He wants to be the running mate. And that's why his alliance is talking of Azimio One Kenya Alliance movement, so that they become 50-50 kind of coalition. But remember, Uhuru Kenyatta is also busy the other side, putting up his his side of the coalition, but we'll get into all this. Let us now focus on why Ruto and his brigades are not happy with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's move to join the Azimio movement. Number one is the Ukambani voting bloc. William Ruto's team, I'm informed, are very sure or were very sure that if Kalonzo Musyoka was to be persuaded not to join Raila Odinga and convinced if he cannot join Tangatanga to run for the presidency, they were sure that Kalonzo Musyoka was going to sweep Ukambani and that those votes were going to be denied to Raila Odinga. And they believed that that move by Kalonzo was going to force a runoff. And that during the runoff, William Ruto and his brigades believes very strongly that in a runoff where Kalonzo was a presidential candidate and Raila Odinga managed to convince the governors to support him, Kalonzo Musyoka was not going to support Raila Odinga. Or even if he was going to support Raila Odinga, then William Ruto's team believed that they had a chance of winning. That in a fair contest where you remove Kalonzo out of the picture and then you have Raila and Ruto in Ukambani, Ruto team believe very strongly that they can easily defeat Raila Odinga in Ukambani. Ukambani has 1.5 million registered voters. That's the 3 counties of Ukambani. Machakos has around 620,000 as per 2017. Those figures have actually gone up a bit. Makwiny had 423,000 and Kitui had 474, which makes it 1.5 million. That's a good number of votes. So William Ruto believed that those votes of Kambas, and you know Kambas are spread. You go to Mombasa, they have a good presence there. You go to Nairobi, they have a good presence there. You go to neighboring counties like the northeastern counties of Garissa, Wajir, there's a huge presence of Kambas in those regions. And even places like Busia. So he believed that he could persuade Kalonzo to run, get those figures. If not, he could win more than 50% of Ukambani votes. And now that Kalonzo Musyoka is going to join Raila, his headache is that the entire Kamba block, because now you look at it from this perspective, there's the 3 governors who are part of Azimio. Then Kalonzo Musyoka is also joining to be part of Azimio. Then definitely the Ukambani region is now locked. So William Ruto has been technically locked out of Ukambani. In the last election, Jubilee Party managed to win certain seats in Ukambani. I think there were several in Machakos, in Kitui, although they didn't get the votes, but perceptually they had those. So this time around, the idea is William Ruto is going to be locked out of the entire Ukambani, and that's something which is worrying them. That's the first thing. Number 2 is the perceptional value. Politics is a perceptional game. The fact that Kalonzo Musyoka is now joining Raila, the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta is joining Raila, the fact that other key political players are joining Raila, psychologically is playing in favor of Raila Odinga. So it means in a case where even rigging were to take place, I'm not advocating for rigging, but it do happens. What normally these guys do is that they identify where areas to rig. So perceptually, people will say, okay, Ukambani, Raila has won. Nyanza, he has won. Central, okay, there is that percentage. You know, Coast, he has won. Western, he has won. So even if there's that small element of rigging, it can't be blatant. Like, take for example, the 2007. That was blatant rigging, where Moi Kibaki was definitely in a free and fair contest, was defeated, but it was still rigged in, and people complained. In 2013, despite the fact that Jubilee managed to rig, but at least they had that perceptional value, that at least they had the Kalenjin votes, they had the Kikuyu votes. Mutai Ngunyi had put this tyranny of numbers in the minds of Kenyans that a combined force of Kikuyus and Kalenjins cannot be defeated by any other coalition. So even as we went to the election that time, very few people believed that they had a chance of winning. So that perceptional value is going to work in favor of Raila Amolo Odinga. And number 3, why they are worried is Nairobi politics. You know, Nairobi politics is very interesting. is pure tribal. This time around, we are going to have a Kikuyu, which has always voted the other side, split, either in favor of Raila or in favor of Ruto, but they are going to be split. Then the other voting bloc, like the Kambas who voted for Raila, will still vote for Raila if Kalonzo is with them. The lawyers in Nairobi has always voted with Raila Odinga. That's the fact. Even if Musalia Mudavadi is there, they will not go for Mudavadi. That's I'm telling you for free. They will still vote for Raila, the lawyers in Nairobi. So that voting bloc is there. Then now, the Kikuyus he was banking on are going to split, even if it's 30%, even if it's 20%. But this time around, they're going to share. Which definitely means William Ruto, if he is not careful, he might not have the kind of votes Uhuru Kenyatta had in Nairobi. The other fact is that he might not have enough members of parliament, the way, like in the last election, Jubilee had the majority members of parliament in Nairobi. This time around, Azimio is going to sweep Nairobi, and William Ruto and his brigades will not do anything. I mean, they won't stop it unless they become very strategic and capitalize on nomination mistakes, which is likely to bog the Azimio movement, because each political party would want to field candidates there. So if UDA will be able to agree with the NC party, probably NC party will be able to field candidates where they are strong, and William Ruto will be able to persuade the Kikuyus where they are very strong, like in Dagoretti, where Kiaria is, the Roy Sambu and those places. But it's going to be very difficult. So Nairobi politics is really giving William Ruto and his brigades political headache. Number 4 is now the multi-campaign strategies. Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta have devised a campaign strategy in which where the Azimio movement is almost everywhere. This week, there was an Azimio event in Mombasa. There was an Azimio event in Kisumu. There was another Azimio event in Busia. There was another one in Vihiga. You know, that kind of multiple campaigns, multi-pronged approach is going to really give William Ruto headache. So it means one Kenya lands can decide to run their own campaigns for Raila. Jubilee Party and its partners can decide to run their own campaign for Raila. Then ODM Party can then decide to run their own campaigns. Then nationally, they can still create another campaign team in which Raila will be headed this direction, Uhuru will be headed this direction, Kalonzo Musyoka will be headed this direction. So basically, the entire country will be Azimio. And that is something which the DP is really worried about. And lastly, and this is the main thing, first round win. There's always been this prayer that the 2022 will go up to runoff. But with this kind of coalition which is being formed, there is a chance, and I'm talking of high chance, of this election being done and dusted in the first round. So if Uhuru and Raila can work in a strategy, clear strategy, then I don't see why they cannot win in the first round. Because winning in the first round would only mean 50% plus 1 vote. If they can local campaign and Uhuru can deliver 40%, then Raila consolidates the former ODM stronghold. Like Coast, I'm sure Coast is now back fully in his side. Nyanza is fully. In fact, in Kisii where Uhuru got some votes, like in Kisii and Nyamira, in Nyamira, Uhuru got more votes. In Kisii, he got over 100,000. This time around, I don't think that will be possible for the DP in Kisii. Kuria has been challenging, but let us wait and see what's going to come out of Kuria this time around. Then you go to Western. Western now with the Mudavadi and Weta, Bungoma is going to be challenging for Uhuru and Raila. But Kakamega, they're going to compete. That I can assure you. They're also going to, Raila is going to win Busia. So they can easily manage the first round win. And that's something which is really worrying the DP and his brigades. I don't know what you think. That's my take. If you're watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.